Hey everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm a little nervous, but excited. I have my cat here. You can't see him. He's under this table, but maybe he'll come out and cuddle and you can see him. So, about a week ago, I posted a story on my art Instagram and asked what you guys wanted to know. I've been really wanting to engage with the community a bit more and just create more connections and go down this journey of putting myself out there. And I've been wanting to do this for so long. I feel like so many people that start YouTube channels or want to create YouTube channels feel this way, like the fear of the unknown and potential criticism and just being exposed online to whoever. It's a very relatable feeling, which is also comforting because I know I'm not alone in feeling like that, and you should just go for it anyways. So let's begin. Jayme asks, how are you inspired? Great question. It's a variety of things. I definitely get inspired when I go out in nature on walks, especially at this forest near my house. There's all these gorgeous trees and moss and ferns and just so many different plants and animals and birds that I get to see. And I take Rocky with me too, my cat. He walks on a harness. I look at the colors in the trees and it inspires me for maybe a palette for a new painting, a color palette. I see the textures in the trees as well. Even just the skyline if we're walking at golden hour or something. But definitely nature, especially when I go see new places. That inspires me a lot. I definitely need some novelty every time I go on a trip or find a new place to get a coffee or just something like that. I find myself finding new things to look at which draw inspiration. I'm very detail oriented, so I notice a lot of things around me all the time. And even seeing other people's art, like going to a gallery or even on Instagram if I see someone's art and I love what they've created or their technique or their color palette or whatever it is, their subject matter, their style. I also draw inspiration from other artists for sure. She also asked, how do I choose a subject? I tend to lean towards portraits more than anything. Ever since even high school, when I really first got into art, I was always wanting to draw women specifically. I think it's because it was a reflection of myself. I tend to paint my emotions, if I'm going through something or if I'm feeling really passionate about something happening in the world or something that I'm feeling internally. I want to represent that visually through symbols, through faces. I find you can capture so much emotion just with just with a look, looking at this painting I'm doing right now, which I can talk about a bit later, but the way you paint someone's eyes, even just the subtleties in a mouth, you can really capture a feeling in the moment, and I want to share that feeling with other people because, again, I feel like a lot of people feel similar to how I feel or are going through similar things, but we all think that, well, most people tend to think that they're alone in feeling that way, and I want my art to capture that this is a communal feeling or an eternal feeling we've all gone through, been through, and that there can be beauty within that. You can learn from it and grow from it and find ways to get through the feeling, and I normally paint more negative emotions, but I think it's also a way for me to process my negative emotions and to turn them into something beautiful and something that I can look at almost from a distance and process what happened or how I felt. That's definitely a huge thing for me. I'm starting to love not necessarily like traditional landscapes, but just nature, obviously, because I'm so inspired by nature on my walks. But flowers, especially, I love painting flowers, especially all the little fine line details within it and the way the shadows fall on petals and leaves and ferns. And I even painted some like taper candles with ferns on them and galaxies. There's something about like clouds, galaxies. Just there's so many different ways to capture symbolism through natural imagery. Like when I look at, say, the sun, I see like happiness, joy, even fiery energy. Or if I paint a snake, that can represent many things for many different people. But alongside a specific portrait or a look in the portrait or alongside other symbols, it starts to tell a story. And that's my favorite thing about putting together ideas and slowly producing a piece of art, because you have a sense of what you're trying to portray through feeling, and as you go you become inspired, or at least this is my process, and all of a sudden you realize you're painting this like emotion and this message comes through, and it's really cool. I almost get surprised as well, because sometimes I don't even realize what I'm painting till like halfway through it, like the message I mean, or the meaning that I'm feeling. Maybe in another video if you guys are interested, maybe I'll go through the paintings that I've started or maybe have completed and tell you a little bit about the story behind them, because I always love hearing the story behind art. I feel like that's sometimes a crucial part of understanding someone's work, especially like, you know, when you think of like the black square, so many people are like, I could paint that. It's like, I totally get that, but there's so much thought and process behind this black square. And if you knew that, you'd really appreciate the simplicity of it. But I also can understand wanting a piece of art to have a little more interest to it than just being black. But anyways, that's a whole other topic that maybe we can talk about another time. Okay, Jamie's last question was, what moves me? Honestly, I instantly thought of films. A really good film, a really good story where I like relate to the characters or to the plot and I moved emotionally. I'm definitely an emotional person. I have a lot of feelings and I now embrace them. I used to not, but I feel very connected to people and to like experiences, and when I relate to an experience of someone through a film, it moves me for sure. And even like, of course, other artwork, like if I can feel the emotion coming out of a painting through the colors. I'm thinking of like this sunset painting I saw at a gallery last year, and it had all these gorgeous like pinky oranges, and it was such a simple gorgeous painting, but the colors just had this mood to it that made me feel like calm and optimistic, and it just drew me in. And yeah, things like that definitely move me. I definitely am a big appreciator of art and crafts and film and photography and just people. I really love people. Okay, thank you for your questions, Jamie. Those are great questions. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Those were actually Cole's questions. But, you know, this is my first YouTube video, so it's fine. Let's just keep going. But those were Cole's questions that I just answered. Sorry, Jayme asks, what is my what's my favorite thing to paint? Going back to portraits, I definitely love portraits, especially eyes. And now noses. There's something about painting a nose that is so fun because there's these little highlights that sit just at the edge of your nose under here. That is really fun to capture in the way that the shadows fall on your nose. I love it a lot. I also love painting hair because I like to do like each individual hair and just finding the shape of it and how it flows is really cool. And I want to get better at painting clouds. I love the look of clouds. I think they're so like whimsical and beautiful, but they're fairly difficult to paint, but we're getting there. That goes actually into our next question, my least favorite thing to paint. I wouldn't say I don't like painting clouds, but it is difficult. But my least favorite is like neck and chest areas because it's so much blank surface area. You have to be like so good with blending the paint, and the shadows are so strange on a neck and cheeks as well. A lot of blank surface area where if you don't like, it can look really strange very easily, and you really have to layer up your paint and color and really make sure you're placing color in the right spots. Very difficult, oh my god. But I try, and that's all I can think of right now for least favorite. I like to paint most things, but those can definitely be challenging. And I think that's all the questions. Those were really great questions. If you guys like this video or are interested in more videos like this one, please let me know, because I want to do things that you guys will enjoy as well, not just for me. Like, this is a two-way thing. Yeah, I think in my next video I will probably talk about the painting I'm working on now, maybe some others, and tell you maybe the story behind it and the process. And yeah, let me know what else you want to see. I also love doing crafts. I love to make jewelry. I actually made this necklace. If you want to know more about that, I make candles like this one. I can do videos about that. I even paint taper candles. Like, if you guys want to know my process, I would totally be into doing that. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to go on this adventure with you guys, and yeah,